All right, we are here Monday night, September 14th, 2020 for our September SBDL meeting here at Leestown Middle School. And we're going to call the meeting to order at 5:04. And if all members present tonight, if we could one at a time say your name and to say for teacher or parent rep. So Joe Gibson, head principal.
Lynn Price Goda, teacher rep.
Jamie Hoofnagel, teacher rep.
Seth Miller, teacher rep.
Ronette Wilder, parent rep.
And we do have a couple visitors here tonight. Vic Collins, who is running the show. He's in the background there. He's going to blow the horn. That's right. Youth Service Center coordinator and Title I coordinator, Ashton Bolaños. And of course, Latanya Meekins, associate principal. So call the meeting to order. And the first business on the agenda is approval of minutes from 8/10/20. So hopefully you got all the materials that I sent, and if you want to look at those minutes, and you can answer any questions or we can approve them.
I had a question. This is Ronette.
Okay.
Is there a reason why there's a W in front of like number 1, call, and like in number 2, A for approval? Is there a reason why there's a W?
I'm not seeing a W.
Maybe I am. Okay. Do you see it, Latanya? No?
I don't see.
I'm looking to see.
Y'all don't see it? Okay, maybe it's just, I'm looking, I didn't pull the file down. I'm just looking at it in like view. So
Okay.
maybe it doesn't have it.
Okay.
It has it on mine, but if you don't see it, then that's fine.
Okay. I need all the help I can get.
I would motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second that motion.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, minutes from 8/10/20 have been approved, and next would be the agenda for tonight, September 14th.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, agenda for 9/14 has been accepted, and with that, I will share my screen with the agenda. Everybody see it? All right, good. All right. Okay, public comment. We have some public in here tonight. Do you want to comment? Ms. Bolaños or Mr. Collins?
Sounds good. Everything's going well.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Everything's going well this way too.
Okay, good news report. Several things on there. I've kind of copy and pasted them in the agenda already for the minutes. Golden Apple Awards. Fayette County Public Schools they issue the Golden Apple Awards every year in August, and it is a big award that they give for community partnerships, and a lot of our community organizations, work hard to start these partnerships so that they can, help with Fayette County Public Schools, and there's a lot of programs, outstanding programs that are recognized every year, and proud to say that Leestown Kappa Club earned a Golden Apple Award for their public service projects, and also Leestown Ag Science didn't directly win a Golden Apple Award, but the University of Kentucky Agri-Science program won a Golden Apple Award for their partnership with our Ag Science. So proud of both of those clubs, and it's an outstanding honor, and they usually make a big deal in the district about the Golden Apple Awards. It's a little bit different this year. We usually have a State of the Union or State of our Schools address in August, and that's where their always given out, but we didn't get to have that this year. But I think in September, be recognized at a board, or in October maybe be recognized at a board meeting. In September, there should be already a news report on the website. So congratulations to both of those programs. Leestown Orchestra, we were selected again in our orchestra to perform at the KMEA Professional Development Conference. I'm really proud of orchestra students. It's a great opportunity. And I think, Lynn, wasn't it correct that we were supposed to perform last year there, but I know it kind of got put on the back burner because of COVID. But you want to talk a bit about that, Lynn, and kind of what kind of honor that is for them to?
Absolutely. Another professional organization I serve on is the KMEA Executive Board. I and a group of 5 statewide elected members represent all music teachers at all levels. But I was not on the committee that reviewed the orchestra submission, so there's no favoritism there. But you have to submit pieces from the past year. And you know, most people would use their recordings from when they went to assessment. But this year, they didn't even get to go to assessment. So it's very, very hard to even have a quality submission. And so Mr. Wilson and the orchestra will virtually perform at our music educators conference this year. We're not having an in-person conference, but a middle school to be selected statewide is a huge honor. And now Leestown has been multiple times with their orchestra, so that just increases the honor.
So really proud of them to be able to do this again. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. Have they decided if it's going to be virtual or in person? I'm sure, I don't know if they know right now or not.
We do. We actually have already decided that it's going to be a virtual conference online. So Mr. Wilson will submit his concert virtually, and we'll all be able to watch via links.
Okay, cool. So it's a great honor, and congratulations to Leestown Orchestra. And then Ani Sutherland. Ani Sutherland is an 8th grader here at Leestown, and she has been recognized as a national finalist in the National FFA Agri-Science Fair contest, and will advance to compete in the national convention in October for the title of a national champion. So her project studied the effects of washing solutions on fresh strawberries and shelf life in the food products and processing systems division. So really happy for Ani. It's a big honor to get a national, be a national finalist. So we hope that she can, we know that she will show Leestown in a proud light there. And I know she was here we're working with Miss Lane last week to, she had to produce a video and everything like that. So it's a big deal for Ani Sutherland and Leestown. So congratulations on all those programs. Anybody have anything else as far as good news to spread?
Yeah, Mr. Gibson, I was going to mention this last meeting, but I forgot. Remember, we had a project previously with UK Ag School with a grant, and we had we're asked to kind of reconnect and re-up, and there was a National Science Foundation grant that we've been granted as partners with. So there's going to be some opportunities coming for our students, also possibly some financial opportunities down the road for us with that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep, that's awesome. Great. All right.
So, Mr. Miller, I apologize. So there's a partnership with the UK Agriculture School, and we have the National Science Foundation grant. Can you help me with?
So there's a gentleman named Dr. Scaraldi, who is a professor there, and he has applied for a grant, and part of his grant is that they need to do a project with local schools, and so they came to us. And we actually have a field plot out back at school right now where they're doing a research project on fescue grass, and which is pretty cool. There's a big issue with toxic fungus that occurs in fescue for cows and horses, and so they need to have natural plots around the area. They can sample the DNA of all the fescue. Leestown is one of those places, and we also got re-up. There's a big National Science Foundation grant he's got that we're part of that they just got approved. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
That is great. All right. Anything else?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the technology front, it's really encouraging, exciting to witness the professionalism and the temperament of Leestown teachers as they work with students in this very challenging environment. Just the pace of speech, the slightest change from in person to this virtual world can be a challenge, and how teachers have stepped up. Everybody has stepped up. The district has stepped up, and we're all working together to get through this. It's really something to see.
Well said, Mr. Collins, and also give a shout out to our parents. Our parents are working hard to learn Canvas just like we are, and I know the first few days of school we had all kinds of calls, but those calls have really kind of died down, and I think parents are getting the hang of it as well, and they're helping us in all ways possible. So shout out to our parents as well for this. So.
And our kids, my kids in seventh grade have been awesome. I mean, they've been polite and hardworking and worked through all kinds of stuff, and it just makes me proud. So,
well, great. All right. So moving on to old business budget updates. Sent these out, so you should have the ledger report, which is school activity funds. And because we don't see a lot of activities right now, the numbers are kind of holding firm from month to month. But if you look at some of the athletic budgets, football, or athletic resource, athletic concession, and volleyball, those are going to take a little bit of a hit. We are playing games. I think we have 3 home football games and 4 home volleyball games right now. We're not able to sell concessions. We just couldn't figure out a safe way to do that. And with football, we can have up to 5 guests per player. With volleyball, it's just up to 2 guests per player. But we still have to pay our bills, so we still have to, they have to pay for referees and so forth. And even though those budgets, you look at football, looks pretty good right there with over $3,000 they had to buy jerseys this year. So I think jerseys cost $3,000. They're $3,048. So it's going to take most of their budget. But we do have a gate to run and can hopefully help pay those bills in terms of referees. No buses, so transportation is usually a big cost for any of our programs. So students their parents have to take them to the games this year. So, but those are budgets that we'll kind of have to watch as the season goes, because they're just not going to generate the money like they normally do. So, any other questions about school activity funds at this time? Okay. All right. Next report is our Munis report. I just like to always show that and answer any questions you have about the Munis report. First page there is our library section, and then the section 6. So it's a pretty healthy budget right now, but remember that's where we buy our supplies. So you'll see that move along over the next few months, especially. So about 74,000 in terms of that. That's page 1. Page 2, you'll see kind of the breakdown of the carry forward money, which there's nothing in there yet. But in another month or so, we will get the money that we carried forward from last year, and we'll have to spend all of that. Fee waiver, I think we talked last time. Right now, I'm not sure how fee waiver is going to go at this point in time. So I don't know if that 10,000 is what we're going to have to spend or not, but we should know by the October SBDM what we need to do with fee waiver. And then you do see the supplemental section there for all of our supplemental duties. It breaks down to academics and athletics. And those kind of are hard to read because those some people are paid out throughout the year. So if you're a team lead or department chair, you've already started getting your supplemental money for that position. And if you haven't, then you need to let me know. But if you're a coach, then you only get paid during the season. So those budgets are always changing. So any specific questions about section 6? All right. Next update is staffing update. Now, normally this is the time I would come to you with the different scenarios on what we would do if we gain staff or if we gain staff because of enrollment for the year. That usually on a normal year would happen after day 4, so I would know those numbers by now. So I would be bringing those scenarios of options for us to pick what we wanted to do, but I don't have that now. I'm not even sure how that's going to go. Enrollment is really hard to calculate right now. We thought that we had around 1,030 students, but that calculation depends on a couple different things, on participation and some other things. So day 10 is over with now, and we do have a meeting tomorrow, so I would know more about what that means for us. If DPP is certified that we have 1,030 students, then we will probably be gaining a teacher if they do that this year, or they could hold you harmless for a year or until students come back in the building. I don't know. I have no idea how that's going to go. So, if you have any questions about staffing, I can try to answer that, but at this point, I don't know if we get new teachers or not. Hopefully, I have a better clue tomorrow. So,
Mr. Gibson?
yep.
Well, if you find that information out, would we need to have a special meeting?
We
Or-
could, yeah. Because see, I usually would bring the scenario at this point in time, so that we wouldn't have to have a special call meeting. But if we are gaining in staff, that's an excellent question. We would have to have a special call meeting. I'll get whatever they say tomorrow, and then I'll get that out, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, because we want to try to hire someone who's, the best
Yeah.
candidate as soon as possible. So
Yeah. Now, they did say, they've told us at one point in time, if you are in down enrollment, that you shouldn't lose staff. I think it's going to be hard to really tell who's down and who's up right now without kids being in the building, but I'll know more tomorrow, and as soon as I get that information, then I will send an email to everyone, and we'll kind of go from there. Sound good? Any other questions about budget or staffing? All right, so we'll move on. I don't think we have any PD requests, but we do have a fundraiser or two. Is that correct, Ms. Meekins?
That is correct. So there's no PD requests, fundraisers. The Leestown Orchestra would like to sell items from the Bumblebee catalog October the 5th through the 16th to raise money for music, supplies, and possible trips. And then our Leestown PTSA would like to sell spirit wear. We usually do these in 2 weeks, and Ms. Wilder, I'll explain a little more. So I put September 23rd through October 9th to raise money for activities to support students. It's going to be an online store, and it's going to repeat again later in the year. Ms. Wilder, is that correct? The store, it's an online store to purchase?
Yes.
Okay. So those are our 2 fundraisers. And Mr. Wilson is here. Just wanted to see if we were going to approve his fundraiser, see?
All right, we would just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve both fundraisers.
I second. Can I second? I guess I can.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we have approved those fundraisers. And next up will be field trips. Of course, I don't think we have any field trips at this time. And then parent and family engagement policy. So It's time to review the parent engagement and family engagement policy, and we've got,
Uh-oh, you froze up, Mr. Gibson. I think we're doing a parent involvement policy. Okay, Ms. Bolaños, you're gonna be on.
am I froze?
You're good.
Cursor keys moving over here.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. All right. Well, I can kind of just start this, deals with Title I, and parent and family engagement policy kind of outlines all the specifics that we have to, that we are required to do to comply with federal Title I federal guidelines. So I kind of, I know it's a little bit different this year, and just wanted to ask Ms. Bolaños to come and talk a little bit about the differences and what Title I would look like this year, and anything, questions we have about the policy. So take it away, Ms. Bolaños.
Thanks, Mr. Gibson. So as Mr. Gibson stated, it is going to look a little different. So in a typical school year, we are asked to do 3 activities along with 5 events. So events are when we have the families come to the school and engage with our staff and our students in the school building. So obviously with COVID-19, we can't do that. So the way Title I wants to change that is to have 4 activities versus events. So the goals of those activities are having families engaging with their children outside of the school environment. So we're still incorporating our school content, but outside of the school environment. So we have 4 activities that we have planned, and 1 that we've actually already completed. So our parent orientation, our virtual parent orientation that took place in August counted as an event because we were focused on technology, we were engaging our students and families, and we were being informative. And I think we had 19,000 views on that.
Yes.
So it was a
1900.
great. Oh, 1,900, I'm sorry. Added an extra 0 in there. 1,900 views, so that was also in all of our dominant languages. So we felt pretty good about that event, or I'm sorry, activity. The language is activity. Our second activity that we have planned or in the works is an open house, a drive-through open house. So families will be able to drive through, get some information. We're going to also have the Title I PowerPoint available for our families that night. So if they have any questions about what Title I is or what it can do for our school, they can ask those questions then. We'll be handing out some kits with supplies for students and a little tip sheet for families, tips for at-home learning that the support team is working on. So we'll definitely be giving our families some good information that night. Our Wellness Wednesday, we are asking our students to engage with their families on some of those pieces. So we are including that as an activity. Some of the examples on the bingo cards that you all have seen on Wednesdays, some of those activities on the card include engaging with their families on Wellness Wednesday. So that is going to be one of our activities. And Miss Edie is working on a drive-through library where students can check out books and come and pick those up. And that also has a family activity component with that. So that is going to be one of our activities for the fall semester. Now, that's as far as Title I has had us plan as of now. We'll obviously have to reevaluate in the spring to see if we are going to incorporate events or if we will again have to kind of modify that to activities where it's safe for our families and students to engage at home, but still make sure that we're engaging them and following our Title I guidelines.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions about the activities?
All right, any questions specifically about the policy? We do advisory meetings. We want to talk about the advisory meetings, Ms. Bolaños. Anything specific about that?
Well, the advisory meetings, we do one in the fall and one in the spring. So we're going to have our advisory meeting on the 24th. And there we will talk about specifically what what's in the policies and the testing transparency. And also in our staff meeting on Wednesday, we'll talk about what is Title I for any new staff members or new teachers that may have not taught in a Title I school before. We'll talk about all those things, kind of what Title I provides for us, and kind of the compliance on the school end, which, as you all know, I think everyone here is pretty familiar. We'll still have to do our Title I engagement logs, and a few other things that you all are very familiar with. It'll just look a little different with COVID. So
I was wondering if there was a way for us to do the compacts digitally.
yes, so all of the Title I paperwork that is usually sent home, like especially the compacts, all of those are available digitally on our website. And actually, one of the first day forms was a digital Title I compact that they could sign.
I will see how many people have put that out, because we do have that. And I know we've got at least 400 people, but I need to look and see, Ms. Price, go to what that is.
And
The number.
that was one of
It
the
is-
changes, is that used to have to be a form that was a face-to-face signed form, but now it can be done digitally, so.
Thank goodness.
Just
nine-
need it.
oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say 9 talks about a survey that parents and guardians get. They now count the FCPS survey that goes out in the spring as that survey. So, and then 10, we do try to make every effort to communicate with all parents in the language they can understand. And then we encourage parents and families to volunteer, whatever that looks like now in the COVID world. So, did you have something to add, Ms. Miggins? I'm sorry.
No, sir, you are perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions or for Ms. Bolaños or about Title I specifically? Remember, Title I, there's a lot of dollars that we use to help pay for staffing and also instructional resources. So we do everything we can to comply by all those guidelines.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Bolaños.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, Ms. Bolaños.
All right, so emergency management plan, this is the policy, it's not the actual plan, but to even go over the policy, we have to have a motion to go into a closed session. So we would need a motion to go into closed session and then a motion to come back out, and then we don't take minutes during this part.
I'll motion to go into closed session to discuss emergency management plan.
Okay.
And I can second.
All right. So we.